One thing I always say is work smarter, not harder. If you aren't using the Solo app, then you may be working harder. So let's change that. Download the app, link your accounts where you can manage your income, track your expenses, and project your taxes. Not only that, but you can plan by optimizing your time, make more, and even guarantee your daily pay with guaranteed earnings. Download Solo and begin to work smarter, not harder today. Link is in the description. All right, let's get back to it. Let's talk about Lyft's algorithm is as busted as Uber's.
Okay, so look at these two trips, right? So a viewer, obviously a driver, sent me this. He goes, Sergio, make sense of this. And then my response to him was, nobody knows how the algorithm works. If you're expecting me to tell you how this thing makes sense or try to make sense of this for you, Mr. Driver, no, I can't. He goes, these are basically very similar, almost identical trips, right, Chris? I mean, look at it.
Yeah, they are.
3 minutes, 1 mile to pick up, 3.5 minutes. On the right side, 5.5 minutes to pick up, 1.18 miles. Pretty similar pickup. Yeah. Drop off. Mileage the same, 4.2 miles, 7.5 minutes. On the other one, looks like there's some traffic. Again, 4.16 miles, very close to 4.21 miles. 16 minutes and 50 cents. Okay. So if anything, the trip on the right should be more. So here you go. Look at the one on the left, folks. They ripped a rider good one on that one.
Yeah. So
$41 they charged the rider on that one. That's
what that means. They literally charged them $10 a fucking mile, man.
That's
they said taxis are dead,
bro. That's insane. Like, how much are cabs? 260, 275 a mile, something like that.
It depends. Like they have like
they go like 1/9
they do
mile
like every quarter mile or time wise. So it's
and then they have like every whatever. But
I mean, let's just go with time included. Let's just say it's like $4.25 a mile for a cab versus one of these. Holy crap, $10 a freaking mile to pay.
Okay, so this is when a subscription model would be perfect for the drivers, right? If there was an app, this rider would have probably gotten this trip for 25 instead of 40, and the driver would have made that 25. You know what I'm saying? Subscription model. This would have worked.
But either way, so yes, the one ride on the left, the driver ended up making $22 on that,
which is great.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then the one on the right, which is you were actually a little bit longer in time, but it was and if you add up 0.96 and 4.21 versus 1.18 and 4.16, meaning the pickup to drop off, I mean to the pickup and then to the drop off, then $22 on the one trip and $10.42 on the other trip.
So he goes,
like
Serge, how do you figure?
50% difference right there. Or I mean, 100% difference right there.
100% difference for the same, practically the same miles and pickups, and the one that he got paid 50% less. You spent 20 minutes driving versus 10 minutes on the other one.
Yep. Oh, and don't forget, both those rides are in poverty mode. I mean, priority mode.
That's one problem. But he was like, how does this make sense? So now I'm looking at this and I go, oh, so that's what Lyft, Lyft just goes, okay, but the more we charge the rider, it all starts there. The more we charge the rider, the more we pay you, which is fair. I think it's cool, right? Yeah. I wish Lyft ripped off every rider, but they wouldn't have any business. But this was crazy, though. This is nuts. 50% difference for the driver and just about 50% difference for the rider. So algorithmic discrimination, you want to say? Because if you look at the external fees, Chris, right? Pretty similar, right?
Yeah, $7.75 to $8.81, so about $1 when it comes to
because it was longer.
No, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. He had it broken down, so it's $7.75 for the auto insurance, but forgot taxes. So $7.75 plus $2.50 is $10.25. So $10.25, $8.81. I mean, it's not much different.
Well, if you just look at the
Lyft fee was $8.73 to $4.71, so that's about a half right there.
Yeah.
So
But I was like, and my answer was, I don't know if anybody knows. It's
Well,
Lyft.
I'll tell you, the 844 trip, the left one, that's what we call a
Banger.
magnificent. Let's get that one. That is
Yeah.
one you accept. The one on the other side, I mean, depending on how you're doing it, I mean, it's still not bad. Neither one of them are bad paying.
Well, no, but if you do the ones on the left all day, and that's in
Yeah.
poverty mode. Like you said, that's in poverty mode. Imagine if that was not poverty mode. What would that
Oh,
be?
it would probably be the same price. What
You
are we
think
talking
so?
about?
Yeah. No, they cut what is poverty mode? 10% or 15% they cut or something like
I
that.
don't know.
Yeah, there's but
All the numbers are arbitrary to begin with, so I don't know.
well, we have the new. I watched your video today that came out on the new 70/30 off the top.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys need to watch this video that came out today. Boy, did Lyft pull a fast one on all of you. You pulled a fast one on me for
Pulled a
at
fast
least.
one on both of us because it didn't make it in the first video, so I had to make up a follow-up video
I was
talking about that.
I even went back to Lyft because Lyft sent it to me. I go like, oh, it's just going from a week to a month. I didn't even catch it
Yeah.
until the show, and then I'm like, huh, hold on a second. Yeah, that was. You guys better be. I'm looking forward to receiving some when that kicks in. I think May 1st is kicking in, right?
Yep.
When the new
So
70/30 kicks in.
what, Friday?
Yeah. So Lyft is taking.
Yeah, but we're not going to be able to get anything into. I mean, keep taking your screenshots. Trust me, it's going to be a pain in the ass to track for an entire month. But keep taking those screenshots. See if those numbers change still. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they're
Well, it
putting
will.
some change in.
It will.
Well, I mean, the difference between the external fee and the Lyft fee. I hope those don't continue changing.
Oh, no, that we're gonna find out. But still, keep taking screenshots of
Mhm.
receipts because starting May 1, that's gonna look different as well. And if you had kept some, compare it to what you had before, the new 70/30 versus the old 70/30.
Oh yeah.
Now, like for example, on these two trips, Chris, right? With the new 70/30, just put that up for one more second. The two Lyft trips. Okay, so 30% of 41 is gonna go off now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look what's happening to Lyft's number. That's $12 Lyft is going to take.
Well,
Right?
that's what they put. That's what they could take up to.
Up to.
So
Oh,
that
they
that's the
won't
whole.
take that. Yeah.
That's the whole thing, and that was kind of the point that I was making. They say right now, currently, it's at 14%. So that's like a great number to be able to start at, because now we know that their take rate is what they claim on average at 14%. If they start creeping up to 20, 25, 30, boiling a frog in water versus boiling it slowly. So are they going to go from 14 to 30, or are they going to go, over time? So we'll be able to at least keep track of that. And then, this time next year, be able to look back and say, okay, is Lyft actually still holding true at that 14%? Or are we seeing something like 20%? Because even a 14 to 20% change, that's a huge, huge
It's
number.
huge. It's
6%
massive.
change is
It's
massive when you're
Well,
doing so many trips like they are. So
maybe time to buy Lyft stock. I don't know. So,
I don't
hey,
know.
it's a public company, folks. So start sending me screenshots after May 1 with the new 70/30 rules. Okay, you don't have to wait for the top off, just to see how receipts are looking, because I have plenty of receipts like this from the old 70/30. Start sending me screenshots when Lyft starts taking up to 30% off the
Yeah.
top, right off the top,
It's
off what the rider fare is.
it's
Yeah.
trading at 14.22 right now.
14.20. Yeah, well, maybe
It's
interesting.
like semi bargain if you're looking at it that way.
Well, I think so. I mean, if their take rate's going to take off,
I mean, yeah,
well,
look at what happened. Look at what happened with Uber when their take
no,
rate started going up after upfront fares. We've shown
yeah,
that.
yeah.
We've shown that with Len coming on. We've shown that with Gridwise's data. So, all
Nobody
right, well,
says
let's
you guys
move on.
cannot.
Yeah, huh?
Nobody says you guys cannot buy Lyft stock. There's no restriction on that.
Yeah. All right, thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.